Hello, Earthlings. My name is ET, and as you can see in front of me, I do not have video games or anything that I would usually talk about, and there's a good reason for that. Yesterday, April 15th, was the 5-year anniversary of when Denpa Onna to Seishun Otoko started airing. And if you don't know, which you may not, that is my absolutely favorite anime or light novel series or manga or pretty much anything. And so I wanted to talk about it because not enough people like it or have seen it, I guess. And we're probably never going to get a second season, which kind of sucks a lot, like way too much, because I love this series. And so, yeah, this is everything pretty much that I own. Some stuff is on the outside the frame of camera. And I don't even really know how to start this, but this series has a very special place in my heart because it helped me through some hard shit that I was going through in 2011. And whoops, bumped the camera. Some very hard stuff, actually, but I'm not going to get into that. This would actually, here, let me grab this art book hopefully knocking everything over. There we go. Because this should have some good plot summaries. And as you can see, it was released here as Ground Control to Psycho Electric Girl. But I still call it Denpa Onna, or Doso for short, if you've seen my Twitter, which you probably haven't, because it's not linked here. But okay, I'm just going to crack into it. Actually, I should probably show the back. I love her. Her name is Ariel Toa. And there's lots of references to this show on my channel, actually. I'm sure you can find them, because they're pretty much everywhere. And this was released in 2013, the anime at least, by NIS America, or NISA, Nippon Ichi Software America. They usually release games, and sometimes they release pretty good anime. Like, they released Anohana here, too. But I don't love that as much as I love this show. That's a good show, too. You should watch that. But, yeah. So, the general gist of the show is that she has amnesia. That's pretty much it. And she thinks she's an alien because she lost 6 months of her life. And the series is actually from the perspective of her cousin, Makoto Niwa. So, if I butcher any of these names, I mean, it's to be expected. I'm not Japanese. But he kind of has a problem with her thinking she's an alien because he's kind of a douche, at least in the beginning. But later on, he's way better. I hate her. Fuck her. I'm not even going to say her name because she's a bitch. And yeah, this is pretty much what the show's about. They go through banter. She's kind of a shut-in. Actually, she is for about half of the anime series, and he tries to get her out of that. But it works successfully, but she still has all that social awkwardness, which I related to a lot when this first aired, because 2011 was right around the time that I became a shut-in. And if you don't know about that, for 4 years, I was a shut-in, and I barely left my house, only left like once a month to buy groceries. So, lots of things that I could relate to in this show. This, episode 3, is my favorite episode, but I'm just kind of showing off this art book, because NISA does a damn good job. When they release anime series here, they're kind of expensive. I think this was like $60 or $70, but it's well worth it because it comes with an art book and a giant box, as you can see there in the back. And sometimes they come with music discs. I don't know. Gross, let's get off that page. And then there's an episode all about this dumb... Oh, I hate her so much. This, if I had to describe it, this series would be probably a mystery. It's not really a mystery. Scratch that completely. Slice of life, and I don't know what else you could put in the tags of this, because I mean, it's pretty much just a slice of life, but it does have some mystery elements that they completely throw out the window. There's some comedy in it, and the OVA, which would be episode 13, I think, in the American release, is really freaking good. And since we're not getting a second season, it sucks, because that episode was so good. It is probably my second favorite episode, just because of how messed up it is. And the anime is done by Shaft Inc., which are the people that made Madoka Magica. They made a lot of stuff I like, actually, but that's the main thing, because that's messed up. And so this came out, I think, the season after Madoka aired, and there's not really any hints of it being messed up, but that last episode is pretty damn messed up. And which I guess is unsurprising, because the man who wrote the light novels, Hitoma Iruma, I think is his name, he made all sorts of messed up shit. Like, he made what is it called? Like Lying Mikun and Broken Machan or something. That's about like two people that kidnap a child, or kidnap two children, and there's all sorts of terrible shit going on in that series. And then he also made Tokage no O, or The Lizard King, and that is so fucked up. It's nuts. But getting back to this, I've been showing this off for 7 minutes. I want to get to the other stuff. Here's more beautiful artwork of Ariel. I love her so much. If you've been on my Twitter, I've tweeted that probably like at least 50 times. Here's the episode I was talking about. It's nuts. And this is probably going to look like crap, but you know what? I don't care. And fun fact, I actually name all of my Animal Crossing towns, or anything that I can name a town in, like Tomodachi Life, for instance, I name it after this show. I name it Denpa. And I have been doing so for the past 5 years. That's how much this series means to me, I guess. Like, I absolutely want a second season, and we're never going to get it, even though they announced that there would be one in 2012 after the OVA aired. But then they deleted the director's Twitter and shit, so... Okay, there's the art book. But, oh man, that art book doesn't even show off, especially on this crappy camera, how good this series looks. There's some iffy parts in it, because it's made by Shaft, like I said, and sometimes they put like excellent work into their animation, and then sometimes they barely do anything. Like, it looks pretty crappy at some points, but every Shaft series looks pretty crappy at some points. So, I'm not even going to dock it. And the music in this series is so good. If I can edit it properly, I might put some music into this, like going throughout the whole thing pretty quiet. I don't know. Probably not. I mean, my editing skills are pretty shit. But speaking of music, I actually own the opening song, which is the best opening to an anime that I have ever seen. Ever. Like, it's called As Uchujin, or Os Uchujin, which means alien. I don't know what the Os or As is for, but it's sung by the Sayu, or the voice actress that plays Ariel. And it's also the background music is done by, why can I not remember the name? I can't remember their name right now. It's something Kamete-chan. Shinsai? I don't know. I can't remember. But this is, unfortunately, the second printing release of this, because the first printing had a way better artwork, I think. And there's 4 songs on here, and all of them are good. Like, great, actually. And I love the disc art that reflects me. And I have to say that Japanese CD cases are of much higher quality than American. They're way better. Like, you could throw this at the wall, and it would probably not break. Meanwhile, American CD cases are shit because no one in America buys CDs. So, yeah, great music. You should look it up because it's really fucking good. This, like I said, is still my favorite opening to an anime. And I've seen a lot of anime, let me tell you. Oops. Now, here's something else that I love quite a bit, and it's a trading card game that I collect. I have, I think, like 1,000 cards for this trading card game. And it's called Precious Memories. And I started collecting it, actually, because of there being a Dotso set, or a Denpa Onna set. And, oh man, I got terrible pulls in this. I didn't get a single Aereo super rare, which kind of made me pretty salty. I got 2 of her, and I fucking hate her. But I love this game. I love this show, and just to show you that I keep pretty much every pack that I open for card games, here's all 20 of, because this booster box comes with 20, and so, yeah, and I own like 6 or 7 other boxes that I've opened, and then a bunch of other decks I've opened. It's freaking great. And I have a deck box right here that'll show it off, but I also want to mention, actually, I think it's on here. Let me check. Yep. There are a lot of references to Nintendo games in this show. Like, there's an episode where they're just playing Super Famicom, and instead of playing Mother, they're playing Father, and they're playing like a knockoff of Mario Kart. But there's even a character or a plush that Aereo owns that I don't know if you can see right here. No, you can't, and I just bumped the camera again. His name is Mr. Pluto, and it's an obvious nod to Mr. Saturn, because it even kind of looks like him. Yeah, so I'll just flip through these. This is the deck, by the way, the trial deck, and the people that make Precious Memories, Movic and Ensky, do a damn fine job at making card games. Like, the decks don't really have duplicates. There might be 1 or 2 duplicates, but overall, there are no duplicates. So you get like brand new cards every time you buy a deck, unless you buy multiples of the deck. And another thing I like a lot is that the trial deck ratings down here are stars, or they don't, like, for example, in a Bushiroad trading card game, the trial decks have like an ST or a TD and then the number for the card. This doesn't. Like, you can just put this with your collection, you're good, and people would never know it's from the trial deck unless it's the trial deck exclusive cards. But I'm just going to flip through these. I wish more people would get into this series. It plays quite a bit like Pokemon, I'd have to say. And there is actually a group on Facebook that translates this, and hopefully someday I will open these on my channel, because I love this series so much. I own more of this than I own of Pokemon, of anything I've literally ever owned before this, and it cost quite a bit of money. But if I were to open it, it would probably be the Gakko-Gurashi set, because I've gotten into that series recently. Kind of put these down for the event cards. And my voice just cracked right there for some reason. Ooh, there we go. Yeah. So, I mean, I obviously can't understand the cards, but I do have translations for this set. So, and then I've bought figures. Mine, unfortunately, is missing an arm, and it's not Aereo, so I don't really care, because Aereo is waifu for lifu. Oh. And then, to kind of wrap things up, here's the back of this ginormous box. And then the first discs art just looks like this, and now it looks like this. And shit. I just knocked my camera down. That's great. So, I don't know how to set it up properly. I'm just going to hold it in my hand. And, which I wanted to do anyways, because I want to point at something. This artwork is great. They actually kept the artwork from the 1st and 7th, I think, Blu-rays from Japan. And unfortunately, you cannot buy this set. Let me grab the big box. You cannot buy this set anymore unless you want to pay absorbent prices, or I don't know if that's the proper word, but yeah, you can buy a normal Blu-ray off of NISA's website for, I think it's 50 or 60 bucks still, but it's just a normal Blu-ray case with all the discs in it. And then, oops, I missed a card. And as you've seen in videos before, I have an Aereo playmat, but scrolling up here, I actually have, let me tilt back in my chair, an Aereo wall scroll. So, and then Menma right there. But, oh man, I love this series so much, and this isn't a very long video or very fancy to celebrate its 5th anniversary, but it's been 5 years since this series came out, and I love it. It changed my life. It changed my life, which I'm not going to get into because no one wants to hear that shit. But I have to highly recommend watching it. I don't care how you watch it. You can buy it. It's not on Crunchyroll, so if you want to stream it, you have to stream it off of quote-unquote illegal websites. Illegal. Like Kiss Anime or whatever. You watch anime on, which you may not even watch it. But you should. You should start with this, so it confuses the shit out of you. But I think that'll pretty much wrap it up. It's been 5 years. I beg and plead for a 2nd season all the time. I would cut my arm off and deliver it to Shaft for a 2nd season. I mean, come on. It's been 5 years. I need to know more. I need to know why she fucking was just floating in the ocean. Tell me, Shaft, come on. Like, this is seriously the most important thing in my life, is begging and pleading for a 2nd season. And it's pretty much, it's about to get dark. This is pretty much the only reason I'm still alive, is because I've been fucking waiting for a 2nd season. So, come on, Shaft. I mean, it's it's been 5 years. It's the 5th year anniversary. It'd be a pretty damn good time to release a second season, you know? And I think that wraps it up. So, I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Ario, for being you. And wait, before I forget, I'm going to stop signing off. There's actually an Ario in Xenoblade Chronicles X. That blew my mind. I can't remember what type of alien she is, but she's there. And if you're a female character, she is a he, and that would be a reference to Lyrical Nanoha. Something like that. I don't know, I haven't seen it, because I don't like that kind of shit. But there's an Ario in that's a boy. So, flippy floppy, it's referencing this and that show. And she was actually also in a recent fighting game as a support. Damn it, Sega. Fucking Sega. In Dengenki Bunko Fighting Climax on the PS3 and the Vita. I still need to get it. On Amazon, it's Prime only for some reason, which is stupid. But she's a support when she could have been a freaking main character. Like, there's so many things in her fight, like, I could think of for her fighting set. And they're like, nah, let's just have her roll up into a futon and attack them. She should have been a main fighting character. Get rid of all the shitty characters like Asuna from Sword Art Online, which is shit. The freaking girl from Excel World, which is shit. Kirino, shit. Okay, I'm just kidding. Man, I love this series so much. I would sell my soul for a second series, let me tell you. And with that, I'm going to actually say goodbye. If you liked it, that's good. I mean, you could leave a like if you want, but you don't have to, because that doesn't really matter to me. I mean, I only have 5 subscribers. This is kind of not catered to you, because usually this is a video game related channel. A very shitty one at that. But for this very special time of its 5th year anniversary since it aired, or started airing, I wanted to make a video. And it's actually been longer than 5 years since the series first came out. The books came out in 2009. So it's been longer than that. It's been almost 10 years. And still no second season. And that's going to make me cry. Because I love this fucking show. Ario. Oh, Ario, why? Ario, please, second season.